The Puss in Boots Margarita. For this drink, you'll be needing some tequila, some mango puree, orange liqueur, and some agave nectar. You'll also be needing a lime. To start with this drink, we'll start with our lime. Squeeze 1 full lime into your shaker. This will give you approximately 1 ounce of lime juice. After squeezing, make sure to save the limes. You will then be adding 3 ounces of tequila. Then you'll be adding 1 ounce of your orange liqueur. Followed by 1 ounce of your mango puree. Lastly, add 1 ounce of agave nectar. If you notice that your drink isn't orange enough, what you can do is add 1 shot glass of orange juice. This will be giving it a more orangey color. Now we can shake our drink. Before we pour our drink, we will be garnishing our glass. Grab one of the used limes and rub it against the rim of your glass. This will allow you to add either salt or sugar to the rim of your glass. In this case, I will be using sugar, but it is a preference. When you are adding sugar or salt to the rim of your glass, make sure to do it slowly, as it will leave gaps if you go too fast. Now that we added sugar to the rim of our glass, we can pour our drink. And so, we have the Puss in Boots Margarita. Enjoy! The Cat's Cream. For this drink, you'll be needing some coffee liqueur, some rum chata, some rum, some vanilla liqueur, and some grounded cinnamon for garnish. To start with this drink, you'll be starting with your coffee liqueur. Add 1 ounce of your coffee liqueur, followed by 2 ounces of your rum. Then add 2 ounces of your rum chata. Lastly, add 1 ounce of your vanilla liqueur. Shake this drink well. Once finished shaking, pour drink into a shot glass. Add some grounded cinnamon for garnish, and now you have the Cat's Cream. Enjoy! Death's Chaser. For this drink, you'll be needing some almond syrup, some ginger beer, and a lime. This drink contains no alcohol at all. To start with our drink, we'll be starting with our lime. You'll be needing about 1 ounce of lime juice. This is equivalent to 1 big lime. It is very important for you to use freshly squeezed lime and not store-bought lime juice. You'll then be adding half an ounce of your almond syrup. Lastly, add about half of your can of your ginger beer. You will be using the full can, but for now we'll be using half of it. Due to the carbonation of the ginger beer, we will not be shaking this drink. If you have the means to do so, smoke your drink using any type of wood that you would like. Stir your drink to incorporate the smoke into your drink. Now pour your drink into a bottle for pure aesthetic. Don't forget to add the rest of your ginger beer into the drink as well. As this is a chaser, you will then be pouring your drink into a glass along with a shot. Pour yourself any type of shot that you would like. You will be taking your shot and chasing it down with your chaser. Enjoy! And so here we have the 3 drinks for the Puss in Boots The Last Wish cocktails. We have the Puss in Boots Margarita, we have the Cat's Cream, and we have Death's Chaser. Now, out of the 3, I feel like it's a little bit unfair to rank Death's Chaser amongst the other 2 because it is a non-alcoholic drink. So I'm just going to say that I really like Death's Chaser as a chaser. That's the whole point of it. This is very refreshing. The ginger beer, if you're not a big fan of ginger beer, don't worry. You don't really taste the ginger beer in that one as much as you would as in a Moscow Mule or anything like that. You don't really taste it. So I think the almond syrup really does help mute those strong ginger flavors. And the lime just elevates everything together. Some people may say that the smoke doesn't really add any flavors to it. I tend to disagree. Maybe it's a placebo effect, maybe it's not. But to me, that smokiness just, makes it taste a little bit more like an actual liquor or an actual cocktail, in my opinion. Okay, again, some people say that the smoke doesn't add anything. I tend to disagree. I think it does add something to it, in my opinion. Okay, so again, because it's a little bit unfair to rank them with one of them being a mocktail instead of a cocktail, I just wanted to talk about it first before I talk about the other 2 cocktails. Now, those of you who have seen maybe my first video, I talked about how tequila is not my favorite spirit when it comes to making cocktails. And so margaritas are not top tier for me. But I will say that this take on a margarita, this mango rita kind of thing with the orange juice in it, maybe it's the oranges that I added to it, but it really brought down the notes of the tequila down. You can still taste it, you can still smell it, so it's still a margarita. You can still smell the tequila and everything in it. But honestly, I can drink this. And that is a huge accomplishment for me, because tequila just doesn't sit well with me. Like I said, it is my least favorite kind of liquor, and so that is why it ranks really low when it comes to the other liquors. But this one tastes so good. But that being said, I am just a sucker when it comes to White Russians, or drinks like that have some kind of cream or milky kind of thing. I mean, I'm not lactose intolerant, so you know what, this is amazing for me. So I will say Cat's Cream does outshine Puss in Boots' margarita just slightly, just because I'm just a fan of like White Russians, and this is actually inspired by White Russian, and so that is why this really just ranks the margarita. Okay, without any biases, it really just outranks it slightly. Okay, this one can't really taste the tequila in it, or at least I can't. So that's why I can drink it. So if I had to say, the Cat's Cream is first, and then Puss in Boots Margarita is second. And then the mocktail, the Death's Chaser is on its own thing. Okay. Now that is my opinion on these 3 drinks for the Puss in Boots Last Wish. Now when it comes to the film is honestly just amazing. I've been seeing a lot of people post videos or like just talking about it around me about that Puss in Boots is a really good movie. I have some friends that work at a movie theater, and they've just been telling me great things about how everyone's going to see them, and they really like this film. And then I even saw a post recently about how DreamWorks just keeps on nailing sequels, and they nailed this sequel. They nailed it with How to Train a Dragon, Shrek 2. All those sequels just outshined the original by a huge margin. And is no difference when it comes to Puss in Boots and The Last Wish. I was a fan of the first one. The first one was decent, in my opinion. It came out when I was still young. I had a little sister, and she just loved Puss in Boots. And so then, like, this film just really is a part of my nostalgia when it comes to it. But it wasn't that good of a movie, to be honest. But this one was definitely better. Death. If you know me, you know that the wolf is my favorite animal. It is literally my favorite. And so, god damn, spoiler alert, the wolf is death. And oh my, I did not see that coming. I honestly did not see that coming. And when I found out that he was death, it just made more sense. And it's just, wow. It was just, wow. I'm at a loss for words. When I was watching the film, I was literally at a loss for words. It was just a really good film. I really cannot stress that I just said really a lot. I do highly recommend this film. There was this one scene in particular that just turned a switch for me when it came to this film. And it's when Puss in Boots was having this panic attack. And a lot of people have had panic attacks, and if you haven't, well, lucky you. But some of us have had panic attacks. And in my life, I've dealt with a lot of death, and I've lost a lot of people who were very dear to me. And sometimes when I just have these memories of them, I get these panic attacks, because for some of them, I know it's not really on me, but some of these I feel like they were my fault, or I could have prevented them. It's just, I guess it's called survivor's guilt. I have survivor's guilt when it comes to these people who passed away, and sometimes when I think about them, I just start having a panic attack, and I mean, it just, wow. It kind of sounds bad saying that, like, I really like this film because of the depiction of a panic attack. Like, it really brought me back to it. It sounds pretty bad, but it reminded me afterwards. And that's why I really like it. Like, yes, it depicted having a panic attack correctly, and that's not why I really like it. I really like how do you get over it? Sometimes you just got to, I just can't put it into words. Sometimes you just have to look around you and see that there are people there for you. And when there are people there for you, then it makes a difference in the world. It makes such a difference. Knowing that people are there for you really helps. And that is how I got through some of my grief when it came to these people that I lost in my life. And this film just reminds me of how it is to be alone, how it is to lose someone, how it is to fear something. In this film, Puss in Boots fears death, and maybe that's not true for everyone, but we all fear something, and when we're confronted by it, that's when the panic attacks kick in. Maybe you haven't experienced it yet, but you will someday. And if you've seen this film, the way that they depict it is the way that it will feel. And in this film, there was this little dog character, they named him Perrito. Perrito is a representation of the friends and family that will be there for you. And if you have those people, then it makes it easier for you to get through these panic attacks, through all these low points in your life. Just like my last video, I'm kind of ending in a bit of a downer. So I'm just going to end off by saying that the animation in this film was amazing. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite films. I'm just a huge Spider-Man fan. And so they actually they actually borrowed a lot of style, a lot of the art style from that film, and it was just amazing to see this. It is a huge upgrade from the first movie to this movie. The animation is just way better. Some people might call it a downgrade, but I don't think it was a downgrade. It was definitely an upgrade. Okay. Now, I'll end it off on that positive note. Thank you again for watching my video. I hope you enjoy these cocktails. I really hope that you make these cocktails, and if you ever get a chance to watch this film at home, you can have these drinks along with that film. For once, I finally made a mocktail, and so I hope to make some mocktails more down the line. I know not everyone drinks, and so then that's why I hope to bring in some more mocktails here and there. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you like my channel, and please help support me. I am just getting started, and so I hope to do this for a decent while. Thank you again.